Go ahead, man. Let's talk about it. Dorian, go first, man.
Oh, my fault. Y'all can hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bruh. I was in a prayer meeting a half hour ago. I was like, oh, I came late. What am I gonna see? Foolery. How long was the full episode? Good
It was
Lord, I don't know.
yeah,
45 minutes.
45 minutes.
I'd rather get my wisdom teeth taken out again. Hell no. Just pure unadulterated butt, bruh. Damn. They really sold out to make this trash. This is just too hot to handle with extra steps. Oh, I'm sick. Y'all got it.
Dang. All right. Well, too humble. Go ahead, man.
Oh man, oh
Start
man, oh
laughing.
man, man, oh man, oh man. Oh my gosh. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. This is what happens when you get so popular and you start having deals, and then when you get the deals, and then you get put on national TV, whatever the case may be, and it becomes a joke. That whole thing was a joke. They turned something that was so genuine into a joke. Like, like I can't even stress it enough. I can't stress it enough. I can't sit up here and say it enough. Like, even at the very end of it going off, you have my man sitting up here shaking his booty. Like, bro, what is happening? Like, I ain't never ever seen anything like that before. And I'm seeing some crazy stuff. But that right there is absolutely diabolical. That is absolutely diabolical. I don't know what type of deal they end up getting, but oh my goodness, I ain't gonna lie, I,
Yeah.
I'm just lost for words. Like I really am. Like it's really that bad. Like it's really that bad.
Mm-hmm.
Like there were certain things that were happening, and you would just think, okay, y'all gonna get serious with this, or y'all gonna sit up here and get things right? Are we gonna sit up here and be grown adults? It was nothing but just clowning around. But hey, I don't know nothing. I'm just sitting here talking to y'all. But hey, that's how I feel right now.
Hey, shout out Will Too Humble.
Understandable.
All right. Go ahead, Jules.
Clownery. Complete and utter clownery. Like everyone else said, this is what happens when your platform pretty much blows up. Hell, let's just hope and pray it doesn't blow up in their faces.
Yeah,
Yeah. All right.
I understand.
Shout out Jules. My thing is, I can't even object to it, bro.
I can't either.
I'm still stuck on the whole him telling the black girl, your feet look like you hang from trees upside down. Like what? What?
Yeah, I'm trying to process the whole thing at this point because I feel like this is beyond what Pop the Balloon was intended to be, obviously, because it's Netflix. But they didn't took this and through SNL and any other just obnoxious reality show into this. Like it, I don't even understand what this was. I can't even fathom that this was produced by Arlette and BM.
This was gentrified Pop the Balloon, bro.
I feel like they like their names is on it, but I really feel like that I don't understand how much control does an executive producer have?
I don't feel truthfully
A
the way
lot, actually.
the way this show went, I don't believe BM I don't believe BM looked at this and was like, "Yeah, this is it right here." I don't believe it.
Yeah,
I don't
that's what
believe
I'm
it
thinking too.
because
But at the same
BM.
time, their names is on it, so it's just
Oh my gosh, this is crazy. All right,
the work that they produce on YouTube is 1,000 times better.
go ahead, Chris.
Hey, what's up? Kites, I want to thank you for saving me some money. Thank you, brother. Thank you so much.
Hey man,
What in the world was this, dog? Seriously, this was. Oh, buddy. Well, Do you think that they're sabotaging Arlette and BM? You
what
think
I
they're sabotaging them?
truthfully, this is what this was. Okay, these big corporations like Netflix and all these other things, when they're looking online and they're looking at TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and they're seeing the shorts that are put out, these highlight clip shorts, because this is all this is telling me. Because if you look at everything these people said, there is a short video, you could probably find it on our channel, of a contestant saying word for word, bar for bar. Like, so these studios, these companies were so lazy that they decided that they weren't even going to watch. It doesn't seem like they watched a full episode of Pop the Balloon at all. This is what I would see from like a clip channel. This is like a clip channel's compilation, because everything felt generic. Everything felt like clickbait moments. There was no authenticity. Everything felt scripted. Even the guy getting rejected, man, this ain't a script, man. This is live, man. Like, man, I guess I can't find love again. If I fail, I'm gonna try 25 times again. Like, this reminds me of the Boondocks when they were talking about BET. Like, and they were talking about BET killing like the black entertainment. This is what this is BET personified of that. There was nothing that felt like the original Pop the Balloon. This felt like they took the name, put Arlette and BM's name on it, and then pushed all the black people out the room and said, all right, y'all have the YouTube, this for us. And they put all the other people in the room and pushed the black people out. That's how this felt.
Mm-hmm.
Who told me that they executive produced this?
Well, I think
it says it on the thing, on their production and all that. It says it in the article. It says it on the show when you click on it, and in the end credits, it said they were the first names to pop up.
I don't know. This article that I'm looking at, it says that the executive producer of this is Matt Sharp, Dan Adler, and Bonnie Biggs from Sharp Entertainment, as well as Ellen.
Oh wow!
Mora.
What is his name? Matt Sharp.
Look at the link that I'm put in.
Yeah, send me that, because because Alex, chat. You may be confused because they can be the producers and the name of the show because it's their product, but they're not like the lead.
We gotta. If they're just producers, then it'll.
Why did it say executive producers on the end credits?
We're about to read it right now. So
we gonna look back at the end credits after this, because that's who is. Scroll down to where it says how to watch Pop the Balloon live on Netflix.
Okay,
and then where it says
we couldn't be more excited to expand and reimagine the Pop the Balloon on Netflix universe. The Pop the Balloon on Netflix, executive producer Matt Sharp says.
Wow.
They may have had Arlette and BM may have had creative input, and they may be the who also serve as executive producers on the Netflix thing. Matundo and Amuli. So they are, but you know what it is?
They're also executive producers, but those people that are mentioned first in that paragraph might be the people who are actually also I don't know who's in the writing room either, because it's like I'm a film major. I can figure all of this stuff out. Like, we don't know who the writers are. We know who the executive producers are, including, like, I thought that Arlette and BM were just the executive producers, but no, it's like
no. So Matt, you know what I think it is?
Dan, Ellen, and then Arlette and BM. Yeah, that's that's 5 executive producers.
Yeah, so you know what I feel? You know what I feel this was? They get to be executive producers because it's their product. That they're the originators of this idea, even though like they're not the first Pop the Balloon, but because it's their product, they get to be put as execs. But these people, this Matt Sharp, Dan Adler, Bonnie Biggs, Ellen Rocamora, all these people, these are the people who Netflix put to decide how the show goes. They probably got to pick like, oh, we want this as our host and all this, or this is how our show normally operates. But these people, these big dudes right here, these are the people who were let me see. Let's see what Dan Adler looked like.
I don't even want to hurt your feelings, bro.
Let's see what Dan Adler look like. Boy.
Oh, yep, there you go. The Wranglers,
This
Dancing Queens. Yeah, just like I said, 90
So
Day
it's all
Fiance. Yep,
reality.
it's on reality
reality
TV.
TV.
What?
Yep, it's the same formula.
Bro.
Yeah, all the people so far out of the 3 people that I just looked up, they all reality TV people.
Who said they sold their souls?
No, they didn't sell their souls.
Yeah,
It's not that.
ain't nobody,
Yeah.
Not that.
Ain't nobody saying that. It's just 4 white executive producers and then Arlette and BM.
Yeah. Bonnie Biggs, producer of Man vs. Food. Bro, look, all this stuff. This is what I said though.
You want to know what's crazy? They not even a big man. You could look at here. Because old boy is the CEO. That's the wrong. Ignore that link, bro. I literally just copy and pasted the right one, and you still there. We go. Click on that link.
What?
That's Matt Sharp, bro. That's the head honcho.
Bro, they all produce the same films together.
Yeah.
So you can go click on Pop the Balloon Live. Go up and click on Pop the Balloon. Yeah, that's where you can see everybody on IMDb.
Johnny Bananas. Okay, those
are the first people who just got
What?
Yeah, because Pop the IMDb will tell you everything you need to know. But it seems like it's getting updated currently.
Yeah. Production. Bro, I'm not about to pay for this.
Yeah, you ain't got to do all that. It's not that deep.
Bro.
But we saw who some of the people was.
But you know, this goes back to what I was saying this goes back to what I was saying, that it felt like they had Arlette in there and it was like, okay, you guys do this. Now black people get out the room. It's time for us to do our thing. Because this didn't feel like television made for black people, bro. I'm being so real. And I know that sounds like a race thing, but like it just generally, this didn't feel like this would be on black televisions. This felt like I was a single mom of 2. My name was Jessica, and I just got home off of my bullcrap job. I got my wine, and I'm sitting on the couch with my wine, and I have sandy blonde hair. That's who this was for, bro. This is not for no black person.
Chris, you gotta cut it out, brother.
It's crazy. This is gentrified Pop the Balloon. All right, Miles, go ahead, man.
Yeah, you said it best, man. I call it Jerry Springer 2.0. I mean, that's borderline what it was. And if you ever watch Jerry Springer, most of them people weren't even really people. They were just actors and comedians. I mean, it's proven. You could watch them all over again. Ain't nothing but comedians on that show, Jerry Springer. But yeah, man, this is unfortunate. Only good thing I can see is Arlette BM's kids I guess they're going to be funded, pretty good for school and stuff like that with the money that they're getting for this. And that's the only positive I could see. Me and Wes, we both in the entertainment business. So, he understands like all money ain't good money. I've had times where people have offered me $6,000, $7,000 for a show at a college, and they shackle my whole gig and say, you can't say this, you can't say that, you got to say these words. And I was like, you know what? Keep the money. I'm not coming. I'd rather do a small show for 1,000 than do the 7,000 and feel like I'm not myself. So I'm okay. And it always works out in the end for me. So I hope that they didn't sell themselves out. I hope that this is not long term. And I hope this doesn't translate.
He got cooked. They smoked him.
Love out here, and I don't want to be ruined by people trying to start stuff and be actors and everything like that. So that's it, man.
Yeah, I just. Go ahead, let Smiley go.
Smiley, go ahead, man.
So I got a serious question. Was this made only for like celebrities or something, or like what was the objective
Probably.
behind this?
Um,
Like, that's a serious question, cause like it's like I didn't see like somebody on here that was in the movie,
all
like
of them, all
two
of them
people,
were,
like
all of them were. They've all been on shows. They all were affiliated. I think the only one who wasn't affiliated with like film was the last guy, but he just said he had a successful business that went viral.
The Johnny
oh,
Bananas dude, the first thing you see when you click on him and his references is him in a showing. His whole stuff is out.
okay, so
And
this is
he does like daring events.
Yeah, he's an
That's
actor.
oh,
crazy.
okay,
Yeah.
He's an actor.
Yeah. So this is
okay.
just all celebrities.
This is like
That
basically pop the balloon Instagram, basically like influencers and stuff like that. Cause even when they was talking about, I remember a long time ago, um, this was in the BM reunion, the mini reunion of the boys talking about episode 23. When the boys were talking at the end, he was like, it's BT. Next thing you know, BT gonna pick this up. MTV gonna pick this up. And y'all was like, no, no, no. Cause we be scared when they be picking up these internet shows. Like, and it shouldn't even be like that. Like, TV becoming lower than the internet now, and the corporates is getting jealous of the people on the internet because we pulling all their views, and we don't got to pay all these producers. We could be like at home just making a video, and they jealous because the new media is independent media. It's not the news no more. It's not TV. It's y'all. It's new media. And they jealous, and they just want the piece of the pie. That's all it is.
Yep. Yep. Somebody asked, was
That's
Farrah on here? Yep. Farrah.
Yeah. That's what
Farrah
I'm
was
saying.
here. They're all
Yeah.
actors, and they got BM. They got BM labeled as a special guest.
That's not even. Oh, that is his name.
That's his name. That's BM.
yeah,
Actor. Hold on, we're gonna keep pulling it up. Actor.
yeah, Buddy was talking about his boxing record. He 3-2. You're trash.
Actor. Yeah, every
The
single.
ultimatum. She was on the ultimatum. I told you. Yeah.
Yep.
It's just, and it's easier that way because they already know all these people. They're already in the area of where they're filming, most likely LA, Hollywood, and they've already worked with Netflix before.
Hold on, let me see if I can see the contestants. I want to know. Then they threw their name at the end with BM and Arlette's logo at the end. That's crazy.
Mute it and slow it down just so I can see like the names of people.
I got you.
I can actually and put it on like it's 0.25 speed or something.
I ain't gonna lie, it looked like the end. The
Production designer, Gary Corden, coordinating producer, associate producer, associate director, stage managers, production manager, segment. Oh, that was fast.
Yeah, that was fast.
Yeah, it looked like the end of SNL at the end when they celebrate.
Audio into wireless magic. I mean, these are just regular people. Yeah, teleprompter operator,
set director,
set decorator,
buyer,
person, props master. Yeah, that's the person who buys all of the stuff. Like is in charge of all of the money. Gaffer, Best Boy Electric, lighting programmer, expression operator. Yep. Key makeup, wardrobe, host, key, production assistant, PAs, accountants, payroll accountant, casting. All right, go back to that cast and buy.
Hold on, we got
just wait until they get to cast. Yeah, you could just let it go until we get to cast and buy.
This is crazy. Then they got the dudes on there taking their shirts off and the chicks just dancing. It's like, what is this?
That's what they do on every Netflix show.
Yeah, that's horrible.
That's how they get down.
All right.
Yeah, get
No.
ready to post it. Casting by Brooklyn Bagwell, Ashley DeMarco, Peter Higgins.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
sad.
Yeah,
That's
Arlette
sad.
and BM's name. They were the first ones when the credits came.
I'm not worried about them because now we
Yeah.
know.
You know, this is their idea, this is their thing, but like there are 4 other people running the show.
Mm-hmm.
Cast and
I
producer
wouldn't
Julian
want my
Hogerstone.
name to be attached to this BS though. That's the
I mean,
sad.
you gotta. I don't even have the energy to try and break this down for people. Realistically, it's like this really does nothing to them with their
Yeah.
name being attached to it. If anything, this
Getting
is
money.
just they're getting money off of this. So like people feel however they feel about it.
Who is
It
Bob
does not.
Larson? Oh, go ahead. My fault.
It does not. It does not hold them in a negative way at all because they do their YouTube thing. That's where they get all their views.
Right.
And realistically, it's like this. This is just like it's Netflix. Like it's just Netflix. They got their name on
Yo,
it. They get their
what the
money,
freak?
and they don't have to do anything.
This better not be
Yeah,
Bob
so
Larson with all this Satan on here.
That's
so
probably not the same Bob
this
Larson.
basically like a throwaway show. Like how how like artists
I
got
wouldn't
like
even say. I wouldn't even say this is a throwaway show because I mean they're gonna have a whole run of the mill like reality people on here, and it's gonna be cool for that. But like, this is not something that'll be serious. This is not regular people. These are all. You ain't heard of that one for him. I mean, he did do a show called Dates from Hell, but he did Food Wars and 90 Day Fiance and 90 Day Diaries.
Yeah,
So
Bob need to get a
probably.
picture.
Oh, go down, because I just saw that. That said Love Lust, and I saw that's
Yeah, those are all
So
Netflix. Most of them are all
yeah,
Netflix
yeah, that's the same.
exclusives.
That's the same Bob Larson. Man vs. Food. Yep, it's literally just a. That's what you have to know people in Hollywood. These are literally like a conglomerate of people, and this show. Honestly, I'm gonna be 100% honest with the way the script writing works and screenwriting works. I'm really surprised this got out of the writers' room because this is awful.
this
Like
horrible,
I
right?
don't even know. I don't even know like how this got picked up, but
Yeah.
it's probably because there's money behind it. That's why
But
it got picked up.
then you got to realize, Wes, it is Netflix. It ain't like MTV or on BT or nothing like that. It ain't on like a national syndicated station or like ABC. So,
Netflix is international. That's what's even worse.
oh yeah, dang,
All right,
dang.
Nitro.
It is international.
Nitro, been patient. Let's get Nitro up here.
Yeah.
Nitro, talk your talk,
You guys
man.
can hear me well?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So I just want to say it was such a train wreck that Miles agreed with Chris today during the slot talk. Alright? That's the first thing I wanted to say, and that's that's crazy. I sat through this whole thing only because I'm watching with everybody else. But just for how bad it was and their names are on it. I don't know if anyone watched the Dave Chappelle back in the day, and then when it was transitioning to that season 3, and then hearing all his close friends and Dave Chappelle speak on it afterwards about there's a certain number, and then he ended up going to Africa, all that. I just want people to like marinate on that and what that actually means, right? Because if you just go back to some of the things that he spoke about it's that control, right? So yes, BM and Arlette's names are on this, but then it's how much control did they have? Like, is it like their names are on it so they can just get the check and then it's pushed to whoever else, right? But like you said earlier, Alex, this can affect one of two ways where it propels the YouTube stuff, or they lose that audience, right? And I think someone said in the chat earlier, right? It's for an audience, just not us.
Yeah. Exactly.
All right. So it's a lot to marinate on, and I hope they navigate it well. And like I said, I watched the challenge. Johnny Bananas does the challenge for and gets paid for his likeness to be on that show since he's been on it for so long. He's a personality. He knows how to get a reaction out of people. So the fact that he was the first person on it instead of like the last, I already knew where the show was gonna go. So
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
I'm just saying that. Yeah.
Yeah, and Arlette and BM, it was probably smart. And even though Pop the Balloon is very popular, and they weren't the first to like do it, but they were the first on YouTube to like succeed at it the way that they produce it. They probably got smart and could have trademarked it or copy something, because out of all Pop the Balloons, you know, they go to Netflix chooses them or they choose Netflix. So
Right.
Their name's on it, so they're getting the bag regardless.
oh yeah, and that's fine. That's like kudos to them. Like regardless of how people feel about it, they worked for that. Now, what Netflix does with it afterwards, then that's it is what it is. But like Nitro said, it's for an audience, but it's just not intended for us. I'm more than okay with just watching the YouTube stuff, but this is, they're not gonna hear the last of this. Like this is gonna be something that the YouTube community or like anybody else that watch them, they're gonna,
There's going to be a, what do you call it?
I'm
domino effect.
Oh yeah, 100%. I guarantee you tomorrow and all this week, there are going to be people making videos about this.
Yeah, it's gonna go viral.
There's gonna be people going hard on them. When we drop our review, it'll probably come out tonight, depending on how I feel or whatever. But it's like I'm gonna be as blunt as possible, but my intention is not to
bash them.
Yeah, that's the problem. I want y'all to be careful when y'all watch these content creators, because as we just saw right now with who the executive producers is, Arlette and BM, I feel like they got slapped on here because truly it's their product. But seeing all these names and seeing all the products that they make, they were in the room. They just didn't get none of the, I don't feel like they got a lot of input as much as people want to think. I feel like these Netflix shows came in there. Oh, they lil broed it like, oh yeah, we're the big dogs. We're the guys that, we know how to do a show like this. Look at all the stuff I did. I know how to do this. Rather than do that, let's do this. Like I guarantee that's what happened in there.
So I got a question, and I guess this is more for Wes. So with there being 6 executive producers, right? Is it a chance that this thing could be voted on and they're just getting outvoted on certain things, even though they're the ones that that made it more popular in the YouTube space?
I'm gonna be 100% honest, bro. I can't even imagine them really being in the room when a lot of these decisions go down, because they have their own like production to worry about with the actual YouTube Pop the Balloon. They have the YouTube, they have catch-ups. I think their names are literally just attached to it, and like they showed up in that episode. Maybe they'll show up in every episode. But like, I don't think that they're like
they're not calling shots. They're just there.
They're not calling shots.
Yeah,
they're there to oversee it. They're probably there in a live audience to maybe laugh at a gimmick here and there and stuff like that. But like, it's not like they're not sitting in a room with the executive producer saying like, all right, the writer said we should have these people on the show, or Netflix called and said we're gonna have this person on this week. Like, I think they're literally just there.
Yeah, they're not vetting anybody either, because you clearly just saw who they're casting and stuff. So I feel like they're just in there. They're walking them through the basics and the foundation of what Pop the Balloon is. And I feel like Netflix just took the obnoxious, like, crazy entertaining part of it, because there was no love in this at all. There was no matchmaking in this at all. This was just a whole bunch of celebrities from other Netflix series coming together, just roasting each other, acting a fool, cracking jokes and just doing what they do. Like, this had nothing to do with the intentions of actually finding a solid match.
And I would almost argue that last episode that I watched on Wednesday, it wasn't
was
as
better
bad,
than his.
It wasn't as bad, but they were both still terrible.
Yeah, but I would rather watch YouTube for sure.
I mean,
you know what to expect. I think that's what it is too. I don't think anybody was expecting it to be this.
Plus, you gotta remember, you're not a fan of Pop the Balloon either, though. So you're.
I'm not, but that episode wasn't a good. If I was supposed to become a fan, that was a terrible episode to do it.
No, but I'm saying you already have like a negative stigma towards Pop the Balloon, though.
Yeah,
you get what I'm saying. So it's like to your standard as somebody like that's like me saying I hate hot Cheetos and then I go to eat a bag of hot fries. And I'm like, dang, these hot fries were the worst hot fries I've ever experienced. You get what I'm saying? Like you didn't like Cheetos to begin with. You get what I'm saying?
I didn't, but that's like I would do you one better. It's like I think Cheetos are terrible, but my man's telling me Cheetos are great. I'm gonna eat some Cheetos and then I get a spoiled bag of Cheetos.
Yeah.
So it's like I tried and I was giving it an honest shot, and then I just unfortunately got a bad bag of Cheetos. That's kind of what this week's episode was. Like I can actually talk about this week's episode because I watched it in totality.
Right.
But the male contestants were just awful. The women were great, but the dudes were awful.
No, that's a fact. So, man, all right. Shout out to everybody that came in. Shout out to everybody that tuned in. Man.
So what are your thoughts, brother?
I mean,
Yeah,
I'm saving my thoughts for this video. I'm gonna put my thoughts in this video, but it just felt like the whole, like all the black people went to lunch and we talked about how we was gonna be rocking this form of Nikes, and we rocked it for a week, and then we came back in school the next day and the whole school had those Nikes on. And it was just like this was a thing that we was doing, and now everybody doing it. But now the Nikes, they putting stickers on the Nikes, they coloring the laces, they took the off-whites and made it like, bro, it's just like it's just
But
like
at the same time, I think you got to look a little bit broader than that, because like what Amuli and Arlette are doing. I'm sorry if I screwed up the names.
Yeah, BM.
Yeah, what they're essentially doing is trying to expand. They're trying to go beyond just the black communities. So without them being in control, they say, hey, Netflix, you could take our name, pay us the money, and put this towards another crowd. Because you know, like you're saying, white people are, all these other races are going to love this. That is exactly who are going to eat this stuff up. While we might stick to the YouTube. Either way, for them, that's more money. That's more crowd. That's more of attention. That's a growth, because you can't grow solely in one community alone. Well, you can, but it's very hard.
No, we're about to go record right now, Key, for sure.
Yeah.
And get
So
this out now.
With them being so hands off in it, you can tell that this isn't their main thing. That's why the YouTube is still around. The YouTube is their main thing.
Right.
This is just another part of their empire. This is somebody else running a piece of their land, but it's still under their kingdom.
Right.
That's the way I see it.
No, that's
because I think y'all know, Kai and Alex know this for sure with the what they do. Black people, we don't stay on trends for long. So it's gonna be a day here soon. Not soon, but like it's gonna be a day when we wake up and pop the balloon is not the thing no more. And
it also brings attention to the YouTube channel. Sorry.
Yeah, it brings attention to the YouTube channel, but like as a collective, black people are eventually gonna move on from pop the balloon, and then there's gonna be another trend that we put to the forefront. That'll be something that people are like actively reacting to or like volatile with, or whatever the case may be. And I'm not like saying that in an attempt to prey on their downfall. I just mean like literally, like eventually we burn stuff out. Eventually this will get burnt out, and then we'll be on to something new. So it probably is better for them to try to make an appeal to all audiences so they can like secure their longevity with the form of content that they create.
I feel like
I know that, Miles, but I'm saying specifically like black people burn stuff out fast.
Is it that we burn stuff out fast, or do we have something that we end up enjoying and then somebody else takes it and they burn it out for us?
That part.
Because I mean, if they take it, that means I can still make more money for them taking it.
No, but the point that like because here's
it's not about the money.
Yeah, that's
all I'm talking about.
Here's the point we're getting, because you guys are right? You guys are 1,000% right.
I'm thinking of it from a business perspective.
Right. You guys you guys are completely right. Like everything you and West have said is 100% the correct thing. I think we're speaking from people who enjoy the product. It's like the best way I can put it is like how TikTok is now, right? Remember the song "Teach Me How to Dougie"? We all knew how to Dougie, right? And then TikTok picked up the song as a trend for "Teach Me How to Dougie," and people are doing everything but the Dougie for the trend. And all the people are like, "Oh my God, I love this song!" And so they do this dance that has nothing to do with the Dougie, at all. And they're like, oh, every time I hear this song, I gotta hit the Dougie. And they're doing a dance that's not the Dougie. And then you see that one black creator is like, bro, y'all been doing this dance all wrong. And he has to show y'all, this is what the Dougie is. This is what that feels like. It's like, oh, I love Pop the Balloon. I love Pop the Balloon. I love Pop the Balloon. And then they show us this. It's like, this is Pop the Balloon YouTube shorts. This is not Pop the Balloon. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. I'm a part of the gaming community, brother. I have long experienced this.
Yeah, but that's generally how I'm feeling. Yeah. So yeah, you both of y'all know exactly, like, because right now you
know exactly what it is.
Because West is breaking it down from a perspective of somebody who's in this field, right? So he's right, and you're breaking it down from like the business perspective, and you're right. And so I guess me and Alex are basically breaking it down from the experience of like
consumers and people that actually follow the content.
Right. But
yeah, I think Miles said it, and I'll like finalize my point. Like every state doing it, we already oversaturated the genre. But if you're in a genre filled with something that's oversaturated, but you do your thing the best, then you will survive. The same with gaming, and it's the same with content. They do Pop the Balloon the best, so they'll be okay. And now they can make more money doing Pop the Balloon the best because they let the people at Netflix get them more viewership.
Yeah.
But they do it the best. It's not even like we can't even argue who does it the best. It's Arlette. They didn't do it first, but they do it the best. And that's why they're still here and probably will still be here.
But you want to know what's funny, Wes? I know this is good. This is kind of dark. But to all the people, this is funny because to all those people that was on YouTube talking about, man, this Pop the Balloon stuff, they got too many black people. They need to start adding some other races. I bet you if they add some other races, we'll get more matches because black people don't like getting matches. Well, guess what? we had four black people total, and we had no matches. We had no matches.
What do they have to say now, man?
We had whites, we had Asians, we had whites who only like black men.
We had Indians. We had everything, bro. Oh man. All right, man. But hey, I shout out to everybody that tuned in with us. Shout out to everybody that stuck around. We might record our little review and post it before we go to sleep or whatever, but it just depends on how deep we go in on it. Yeah, man. We can do this next week if y'all really want to do this next week, but it's just
I feel like it would be no reason not to rag on it every week if that's what you want to do, if that's the prerogative.
Right. But
we'll put out a poll if y'all want to do.
Don't forget, Flock Talk is tomorrow, 5 p.m. usual time. Flock Talk will be live. If y'all want to talk more about this, then go ahead. We'll talk about it. But Flock Talk is tomorrow, 5 p.m. live. Thank you everybody that tapped in, and shoot, peace, man.